and each other. Good night.
101, brothers! Say what?
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
Half a day, I'm Mitsuki Hirayama. You're watching KUAM News Weekend Edition. Thanks for joining us. We begin with a troubling scene at Pago Bay, a stretch of shoreline overtaken by makeshift shelters, abandoned cars, and mounting waste. But beyond the debris, a deeper issue, homelessness and the struggle to balance enforcement with compassion. Jonagan Charfers has more.
The Frank Perez Park in Pago. This was a view along Pago Bay, an encampment growing in plain sight, spilling from private property onto government land. Department of Parks and Recreation Director Angel Sablan.
There were indications of another encampment that was building up.
Sablan says that DPR did not go there right away because they believed it was private property.
Lo and behold, as the months went by, we got word and pictures from people who were concerned because this encampment grew.
And it didn't just grow. It spread across public land, right up to the shoreline. Last week, local leaders, Zotna Mayor Brian Terlahi, ordered Chalampago Mayor Wayne Santos, Park Police Chief Joey Terlahi, and the property owner met to address the crisis. Their challenge? How to clear the land while also helping those who call it home.
We have to be compassionate. If we move them away from there, where are they going to go? All they're going to do is find another place to do their encampment. So we have to take all of that into consideration.
Adding urgency, reports that children may be living at the site.
Where do the kids go to use the restrooms? How do they cook their food? Do they just wash everything in the river and then the river gets contaminated?
By Wednesday afternoon, eviction notices were posted by Park Police, giving residents until March 10th to leave. A deadline, but not a bulldozer approach.
If they can't pack up and leave, then come back to us and talk to us, speak with us, and let us know what the real situation is.
And while action is needed, Sablan says it must be done with care.
It's very important for us that we do it in a humane way. We don't just come in there with a bulldozer and bulldoze the place away. Homelessness is a problem that we all have to deal with. We can't just run away from it anymore. It's becoming a serious problem. And like the Lieutenant Governor said in his editorial the other day, we just have to all work together to make sure that we assist them in some compassionate way, because we all know that they all need a helping hand. And once we offer them that helping hand and they refuse it, and at least we have offered them something, a better opportunity.
Jonagan Charfres, KUAM News.
Senator Sean Gumatao is making the case for rolling back the business privilege tax to 4%, saying the current 5% rate was meant to be temporary. Speaking to the Rotary Club of Tumon Bay, he urged business owners to support his Bill 11. Nevaeh Anderson reports.
Gumatao says local businesses have shouldered the burden for too long and argues that recent surpluses come from federal appropriations, not improved local revenue.
Reported surpluses are no doubt part of the record federal appropriations into the island. Many have argued, some in this room too, that such federal intervention helped simply just one part of the island economy. The rollback really is much simpler than many may think. Roll back the BPT and the 1% is put right back into the businesses all over this island.
He says lowering the tax will help businesses invest in employees and operations while still supporting essential services.
This bill will be that reminder of the collaboration of the whole of our community to protect those priority services and limited tax dollars to be sure that they are being responsibly spent.
Meanwhile, Senator Christopher Duenas is pushing for more tax transparency in Bill 59-38, stating hidden taxes make it difficult for people to understand the true cost of goods and services. The BPT Transparency Act would require businesses to list the tax separately on receipts. He says, for too long, our government has been taking its cut without consumers seeing the full picture. If businesses have to pay it and consumers ultimately bear the cost, they should see it in black and white. Duane is pointing out that many states and territories, including Hawaii, New Mexico, Washington State, and the CNMI, already require tax disclosure, and it's time for Guam to catch up. With both bills before the legislature, the discussion on business privilege tax continues. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
It's a big 5-0 this weekend for Saturday Night Live, a weekend-long celebration of the show's 50th anniversary, and a live 3-hour special on Monday here in the Marianas. Mark Barker has more.
But wait, there's more.
Today's cast of SNL is part of something
Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
that started before they were born.
I think it's very meaningful because like my mom has a relationship to the show, my grandma has a relationship to the show.
And now these current stars have their own role in the 50-year legacy honored this weekend.
I get starstruck, so I know that that's going to happen this weekend.
Radio City Music Hall starts the party tonight. Lady Gaga, Miley Cyrus, Bad Bunny, David Byrne, Jelly Roll, and many others in a homecoming concert. Then, Sunday's main event, a 3-hour special in Studio 8H featuring some of the most popular hosts and many of the 167 cast members from over the decades.
And I can see Russia from my house.
If the 14-year-old version of me knew that I would be celebrating SNL, my head wants to explode.
The insurgent comedy show Lorne Michaels created against the odds.
We were really just like the redheaded stepchild of NBC.
Has grown and evolved.
Get off the shed!
Into a touchstone of American humor.
Superstar! I just want to honor Lorne and all he's done.
Even a man known for his wisecracks
I love this guy.
is humbled by SNL's impact.
It's really a landmark television program.
One that is ready to celebrate. Mark Barker, NBC News, New York.
You can watch the SNL 50, the anniversary special, Monday on February 17th at 8 p.m. on TV8 and streaming on Peacock. In other news, a New York City-based stand-up comedian, Youngmi Mayer, is known for her viral, funny, and relatable content on TikTok. She's also an author who recently came out with her first memoir, I'm Laughing Because I'm Crying. It unpacks her childhood growing up in Saipan as she struggled with her Korean-American identity.
Stand-up comedian, podcast host, and author Youngmi Mayer is known for her funny and relatable anecdotes on social media. During the COVID lockdown, she quickly became TikTok famous and now has a reach of over 500,000 followers, with her content garnering millions of views.
To be honest, I started my TikTok because during COVID, I couldn't go out and do stand-up anymore. So I was like, I'll just make TikToks with my stand-up jokes, but because I think it's so easy to reach a very large audience with TikTok, very quickly it sort of blew up way faster than my stand-up career had at that point, because at that point I'd been doing stand-up for 2 years.
Mayer is unafraid to call out Asian stereotypes and casual racism, often turning them on its head, all while sporting bubblegum pink hair and raising a son as a single mom. Others might recognize her in relation to Mission Chinese Food in New York City, a popular restaurant she opened with her ex-husband. But most recently, she published a memoir titled I'm Laughing Because I'm Crying, where she unpacks her childhood growing up in Saipan as a biracial kid far from home.
When I was 6 years old, I moved to Saipan from Korea, where, even though I am Korean, I'm half white, but just because of that, I was seen as very, very different than everybody else.
But as her followers may know, Saipan always felt more like home than Korea.
Obviously, I knew that was my experience growing up as a child, but I think when I started writing the book, it really surprised me how much it affected, the person that I am today. And I think that's because all of the time that I spent in Korea were my very formative years. And looking back, I was like, that all these things that I experienced and all these personality traits that I thought were sort of just inherent and unique to my personality, just part of who I am as a person, now, having written that experience of being a child and going through this like very like foundational period of my life where I felt abject rejection from the whole society really made a huge mark on who I am as a person.
Now she finds laughter and pain go hand in hand. In fact, it's her definition of comedy that's a homage of sorts to her roots.
So the title of the book, I'm Laughing Because I'm Crying, is from a popular Korean phrase, which is, if you laugh while crying, hair will grow out of your butthole, which I talk about in the book.
The common Korean phrase became her vehicle to plot out the main theme of her book, with the idea that comedy and crying are like yin and yang.
I guess like the phrase itself doesn't really mean comedy comes from sadness, but I thought that I could use that phrase as like a basis to sort of bounce off that idea, because for me personally, and I think for a lot of comedians, and maybe just for the concept of humor in general, I think a lot of people develop humor in order to combat and soothe themselves from these like very negative emotions.
She recently wrapped up her book tour in the West Coast in December. Her East Coast tour will continue this April, kicking off at Joe's Pub in New York City, where she'll debut a one-person show. As for what's next for Mayer,
I'm also working on possibly a second book about dating and being a single mom, which I feel like is also one of those things that seem very unrelatable until you hear about it. Sounds like everyone else's story when you read about it.
Let's go over to Barrigada now, as a school with a long-standing tradition of having innovative activities and clubs got busy and got the entire school community involved with a super fun reading program. Here's Jason Solis with the details from the home of the Wildcats.
At the beginning of the year, the entire Untalan Middle School community embarked on an adventure. Students, faculty, administrators, and school aides all together took part in the We Read program.
We read an entire novel together as a school community. We read Freak the Mighty, and we also engaged in dialogue and discussion. We've played games and activities. We've done skits and role plays. They've created arts. They've practiced music.
Because we did it as a school, everyone wanted to do it. Everyone was encouraged to do what everyone else was doing. So it was a common theme that we discussed, a common thing that we were doing together. So it was a shared experience as a whole school and community.
And now, having completed the book and watched the film adaptation of the story, they reflected on the tale that's now theirs forever.
I like the characters because I am an artist, and I like drawing different characters and trying to imagine what the characters would look like through the description that it gave through the book. It was really nice.
My favorite part about the We Read was that it wasn't a task. It was looked at as something that we're doing for fun, for pleasure. So it was something that as a school, we weren't doing it because we had to. It was something that, it was a shared journey, shared experience, shared common interest that we wanted to do.
It was pretty relatable because at times when you're like Max, you really don't know how to prevent bullying.
Now, because interpreting literature applies to all ages, the themes in Freak the Mighty resonate with everyone and were frequently discussed between the student body and staff.
Seeing everybody come together and interact with each other, from 6th graders to 8th graders interacting with each other, talking about who their favorite characters are, or how sad this moment was, or how funny this moment was, interacting with administrators and with school aides and with faculty. It's been such a wonderful experience, and it was everything that I had hoped it would be, and our program is only going to grow over the next few years.
If you'd like to implement We Read's framework in your school, contact Ms. Madrid Borja at Untalan anytime.
Kevin, I really liked his personality. I'd say I related to it a lot because I am really interested in fantasy and old history like he was.
I think it really made me feel like I wasn't alone.
Anna Joyce of Woodbridge, Virginia, was on the Today Show to open up about her long-distance relationship with her boyfriend, Austin Hell, who is deployed with the Navy in Guam. And then he makes a surprise appearance to propose just in time for Valentine's Day. Let's see the heartwarming reunion.
He is just an extremely kind guy.
Anna Joyce says it was easy to fall in love with Austin Hale.
We met in my high school. We were friends at first, and then we started dating after he brought me a cup of coffee. We spent every day we could with each other after that.
But that all changed when he enlisted in the U.S. Navy in 2020 and left for training.
It was definitely really, really hard on our relationship, but we worked through it. Just gotta be patient with him.
Her patience strong, and her love for him stronger. Anna cheered Austin on through boot camp, school, and the couple's greatest challenge yet, a long deployment to Guam.
He does electrician work on a submarine. He shipped out in December of 2023, and that was the last time I saw him. It's just FaceTimes, calls, whenever we can. There is a 15-hour time difference.
While communication can be tough, Anna says hope is what guides her every day.
I definitely think he's the one. We've been through a lot of challenges and a lot of trials, but I think the fact that we made it through all of these already means that we can make it through anything.
Well, Anna, it's so good to have you here, and it's a good way to remind people that there are people serving overseas and they've got loved ones at home, and they're so missed, especially on holidays. How hard has that been to try to kind of keep the love alive at such a distance?
It's definitely hard. I don't take anything for granted, though. So whatever he says or does, I'm, all for it. Live in the moment, really.
Yeah, and you were saying your time difference is a lot. He's also been gone for 18 months, but we have a little surprise for you. He actually is going to Skype in right now. Really? Because he wants to wish you a happy Valentine's Day.
Is it already Valentine's Day where you are? Hi,
Yes.
Austin.
Hi, Austin.
Hi, good morning.
How are
Happy
you?
Valentine's Day.
Thank you. I miss you.
I miss you too.
Oh, he can see you right now. Austin, I know you're excited to do this and surprise your love here, and I heard you had a special question you wanted to ask her.
Yes, there was. I actually wanted to ask it in person.
Oh.
Hello. Will you marry me?
That's a hug 15 making right there.
Austin, you
Hi,
did it.
Austin.
Hi.
Welcome.
How are you?
Congratulations. Are you shaking?
Yeah, a little bit.
Are you shaking?
Yeah.
Okay, so we surprised you. You guys haven't seen each other in a long time,
year, yeah.
and y'all are engaged.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Are you shocked? Yes. Are you speechless? Yes. Austin, how come this woman is the one for you?
She just is. It's kind of hard to explain, but when you know, you just know.
Oh. And she told us she's going to move to Guam soon.
Later this year.
Later this year.
Yes.
What do you have? What's going through your mind?
I'm in shock, honestly. I don't know what to say.
Well, you said yes.
You said yes.
I actually think you might have said yes before he asked.
I wouldn't be shocked.
It's so sweet. I mean, this relationship, but trying to sustain something over not just the distance, but the time.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it in Guam? Yesterday, tomorrow, nobody even knows. That's a hard thing to do. You're working on submarines. So this really speaks to the staying power of this love.
Yeah. And we have some flowers for you.
Thank you.
So who are you going to call first?
Probably my mom.
Yeah. You think they're watching right now?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did you ask permission from her
Yes.
family? Okay, good.
So they know it's coming.
They know it's happening.
And we're so excited because you guys get to spend some time together now as well.
I know. That's a little bit of a surprise.
Congratulations to the happy couple. Well, stick around. We have more coming up on Weekend Edition. You're watching KUAM.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
New year, new me. A year of possibilities starts now, and it all begins at Kmart. From health to home, we got everything you need to start fresh and thrive in the new year. Kickstart healthy habits with pantry essentials and nutritious options for your family. Keep your home sparkling with cleaning solutions designed to make life easier and fresher. Looking to crush your fitness goals? Find workout gear and activewear to get you moving. Need to revamp your style? Check out our newest apparel for the whole family. And for the heart of your home, discover appliances and home goods to make your life easier and more comfortable. Busy families, moms on the go, and everyone in between. Kmart is here for you. A fresh start is just one shopping trip away. Kmart. New year, new me, a year of possibilities. Find it all at Kmart.
Super speed your life with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet. Get symmetrical upload and download speeds up to 5 gigs. Get started with Fiber 500 at $145 a month, Fiber 1 gig at $215 a month, or Fiber 5 gig at $299 a month. Plus, get 2 SuperPod 6Es with any plan, and a free EcoFlow River 3 and bonus welcome kit with 1 gig and 5 gig plans. Experience tomorrow's islands today with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet.
In Myville, brought to you by Pepsi.
Howdy guys, my name is Kobe Onodera and this is In Myville, brought to you by our friends at Pepsi. Many of you might already know me from KUAM Digital and Foodie Call, but today I'm going to show you a little bit more about my family business. I think one thing that really stands out for the Onodera store is that we're always open. I think we're only closed twice a year, which is on Good Friday and on Christmas, and that is a tradition that was started by my grandpa Jerome. And I think what brings customers back to the store is our morning rush. Our morning rush, we have a wide selection of breakfast items, like we have the empanadas, we have the donuts, we have the breakfast fried rice, we have arroz caldo, and like a variety of different sandwiches that my dad and a couple of my aunties wake up early in the morning to actually make for the store. And of course, the bagged meats. Onodera store is known for having a wide variety of family-sized bagged meats, and I think that's another thing that brings a lot of customers back to the store. And the one thing I always have to do when I come to the store is to check out the drink aisle, and today I'm thinking of getting a protein shake and maybe a Gatorade to stay hydrated. So in 1962, my grandpa Jerome took a portion of his savings and put it into starting up the Onodera store, which actually started in this location here behind me, which is our warehouse now. And shortly after, it moved to its location now, where it has been for the last 63 years. And now my grandpa's legacy is carried through my grandma Trini, all of his kids, and his grandkids. And thank you for joining me today on this episode of In Myville, brought to you by our friends at Pepsi. Stay tuned for the next episode.
In Myville, brought to you by Pepsi.
Sports is next. Keep it here.
Something is calling, and I can't help it. That's not the wrong when there ain't no song. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when I make a move. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when let's take a break. There's no use. My mood when I make a move. This is my mood when I
don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. All right, we're doing a coach's film sesh with Coach EJ Calvo here. Coach, thanks for having me again.
All right.
All right, so we are breaking down the X's and O's. This is the previous game versus Mongolia and everything like that. Of course, this is on the FIBA YouTube channel, but when you're watching this and everything now, you know, hindsight is 20/20. As the coach, what are you looking for in terms of, you know, like spacing, formations, and execution?
That's funny because we were just working on that action tonight. It's something we call Utah because it's a 3-man game. Ty Wesley with the jump hook to finish off. Mongolia is a tough team. They're all pretty tall. pretty skilled players.
Now we've got a lot of size with this lineup right there. You got Jonathan Galloway at the center. You got Ernest Ross 6'5", and then you got Ty Wesley 6'8".
Yeah, and look at, no matter how tall, no matter how old, he's getting on the floor, making plays, getting the assist from the ground. That's Ty Wesley, one of the best. Ty working the post. We like isolation with Ty. He actually handles the double team pretty well, but it's something that we need to be ready for is Mongolia likes to send a lot of double teams to the post, so if we don't play off that well, it's going to work in their favor. There's another turnover.
Now you're always a big coach when it comes to like spacing and everything, so when your guys run the floor, like what are you looking for?
We run lanes. The thing is, I do designate our 4s and 5s, primarily our post players. They're interchangeable, but they do have responsibilities to run to the post, rim run, or to the high post or trail post. And so as long as they're in one of those spots, our guards know where to find them.
And Jericho Cruz, nice kick out to Ben.
Nice kick out to Ben. Ben's been shooting with confidence, and we got to keep that going, get a contribution from Ben off the bench. This is our early offense. Looks like Ernest Ross is trailing and feeling real comfortable from 3. And so we're going to be looking for that. Push early offense, get the defense on their heels. I don't mind an open transition 3, but we always like to get, pound the ball and get to the free throw line at the same time and get as many easy buckets as we can.
Coach, when you're in a timeout and you're actually diagramming plays, are you specifically setting up a particular player to take a shot, or are you basically like just, like swing it around and whoever's the open man,
What's funny
you give
is,
them the green light?
Sometimes I'll actually draw up a play and talk about who I think we should be looking for, but the philosophy is really to look at the best opportunity. I always tell them let the ball find the open man. It has a mind of its own, and don't change its mind. So if the ball's looking for the open man, you just gotta flow with it. And so like I said, Mongolia can definitely hit 3s if we don't get up in their face.
But as we've seen with Ernest Ross on multiple occasions, he can get real hot real fast, and he is really tough to stop.
Yeah, Ernest is a streaky shooter. If he gets hot, I haven't seen anyone really able to contest his shot. The problem we've had at times is finding him in rhythm, and we sometimes turn into a little bit too much of a one-on-one team, and the ball sometimes gets cold. But he's feeling it this game. I think this is another 4-point play. But as you saw, Jonathan Galloway was running up to set our on-ball screen, and we would continue running our motion offense if Ernest didn't shoot that ball.
How often do you watch these clips on YouTube and your own videos?
I watch our own games quite a bit, just kind of look at tendencies and things that we can improve on. I think most of our coaching staff try to review games, right after we play them, and then of course a couple months later we're still reviewing and trying to learn from it. But at the same time, I like to watch other teams play against our opponents to see what worked for them or didn't. Here's another isolation with Ty in the post, and the double team's coming, but Jonathan Galloway was able to crash the offensive boards, and that's something I'm looking for. Is anytime they send doubles, we send someone to the rim, just in case the shot doesn't go in. Yeah, bad help defense there. No one was aware of the penetration, so we're definitely gonna do a better job of that.
And you also do something a lot I've noticed is, even though you have dedicated point guards, you very often switch who's actually bringing the ball up the court.
Yeah, who brings the ball up the court doesn't necessarily make a point guard. Our point guard is making sure we're in our offensive sets, making sure that we're basically carrying out our game plan. Point guard also has usually a tough defensive assignment because he needs to pressure their best ball handler. Those are probably the most important aspects of playing point that I'm looking for is leadership and making sure that we're on the same page when it comes to our offensive sets, and we don't turn it just to a one-on-one team, and if that's the case, you become very beatable.
Who do you rely on to be, your voice, your emotion, your eyes, like on the court, an extension of yourself? Is it a particular player or a particular position?
The leadership role on the court, actually, I've been fortunate because I have a couple guys that are always willing to step up and kind of throw out reminders to the guys, especially when they need it.
Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Time for your weekend birthday club shoutouts. Thanks to our friends at Coatstone Creamery.
Happy birthday number 6 to Anthony Augustine. We love you so very much. Say a very proud mom, dad, Maya, grandma, grandpa, Nina, Alyssa, and Auntie Alana. Anthony, we hope you have a wonderful 6th birthday this week.
That's going to do it for us here on Weekend Edition. Visit KUAM.com or follow us at KUAM News on social media for the latest news. For now, I'm Mitsuki Hirayama. We close out the show featuring another batch of couples who submitted their entries to our Love Notes competition. Winners will be tagged at KUAM News on Instagram.
The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Daiso Guam, Japan's largest dollar store located in the village of Donkey, open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. Welcome back to another episode of